Hello, I'm Stephanie Draker from WorkInCulture.
And I'm Fanny Martin from Art of Festivals. Welcome to Flex Coffee Break, where we're going to explore the topic of collaborating with society with our guest, Katya Kuznetsova from Dance Together Festival. So time for a professional development creative break. We've got our coffee and we're sitting comfortably. And now we're going to ask 3 questions to Katya that will be shared in 3 sections in this recording, so you can listen to them all at once, or you can, one cup of coffee at a time, enjoy a question.
Hi, Katya. You are the founder and co-producer of Dance Together Festival, and it is a summer event that offers free dance workshops and events in public spaces that are transformed by visual artists into a giant, colorful community dance floor, such a lovely visual. And you took part in the first edition of Flex, Festival Learning Exchange, a program that was run by WorkInCulture in 2022 to develop collaborative competencies for festival professionals. And today, we want to get your insights on the dimension of collaborating with society.
So Katya, you started Dance Together Festival in 2019 in Mimico, which is in Southwest Toronto. And you've powered through the pandemic to expand your partnerships. And we want to know more about that. But we thought we would start from the inside and hear from you how you collaborate with your co-producer, with the artists you program, with local people, with the staff and crew that you hire for every festival. So in your collaborating practices, what are the values that guide you?
I co-produced the festival with Kate Nankervis, who is also a dance artist and a friend of mine. We both share an interest in placing dance in public space. The idea is to bring the experience outside of the closed doors of a dance studio and make it accessible and open to different ages and different abilities. And also to bring lots of diverse dance artists and styles so that people can experience these different styles that they may otherwise not have a chance to experience. And because we are part of Arts in the Parks program, we are able to offer the workshops free of charge, which is another thing that's really important to us, because quite often that's one of the barriers for people to experience dance. When Kate and I work together, it just happens quite organically because we are friends and because we are in the dance world. She brings more of a kind of a network from the contemporary dance background, and then I bring more of the network from the social dance world, and we really love this idea that we bring them together. And so another value that's important to us is that when we program artists, which is something we've learned over the years, is that we want them to be in conversation, much like their styles are in conversation. For example, if we program a vernacular jazz class, on the same night, we would program an African dance class because they share the same root. And the hope is that if people come and try one and then stay for the other, that they can experience that through dancing. And that's why I think for me personally, and I know for Kate too, it's important for us to do this festival because it's more than just kind of workshops in the parks. It's about bringing people together through the experience of dance. And because it's diverse dance styles, and because it's sort of breaking some of those sort of traditional boundaries about, who is a dancer, who can take a dance class, where does dance happen, why does it happen? Is it for a certain body? Is it for a certain age? So when we have our conversations about what's interesting to us as people and as artists, it's about opening through, kind of breaking all of those sort of traditional barriers about dance. Yeah, and another thing that I think we've learned just through the process is that it's important for us to be in the neighborhood. I mean, I used to live there, but I've since moved away. But it's important to actually spend time in a neighborhood and talk to, the people that come to the workshop, because we it seems like small things, but they make big changes. For example, in our first festival we programmed everything kind of during the day, and it just didn't work in that particular location because it was very hot and not even safe. So it kind of defeated the purpose. And then we adjusted it from the years to come to make it in the evening where people were gathering sort of organically already, and it just allowed us to build on that a bit more.
Yeah, amazing.
And then when we invite the artists and we have the initial conversation with them, it's important that we work with artists that are local to the area so that they can be more connected to the participants from the festival in case they take a class and they want to work with them more, that it continues to be accessible for the participants. And of course, I mentioned the diversity, that's very important to us as well. And then we also talk about when we're looking for perhaps inviting new artists in, we look for artists that have an interest in working with communities. So rather than kind of a dance training idea, that people are at least interested in working with the community that's not in a traditional way of dance training, but more about kind of creating the atmosphere where people feel safe and invited to come together and experience and have a positive experience.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I mean, you've really powered through with some great growth in your festival that we're looking forward to, witness as it continues along. But thanks to these values that you're carrying of diversity, like really mixing things all the time and being rooted locally and attentive to people's needs. So thank you for sharing what has brought you so far already.